Hello, this is Michaela of Studious Octopus, and I'm here today doing the catch-up for the January 2017 UK GlossyBox. So this was the first GlossyBox of the brand new year. This was the edible edit where each of the different items were sort of food related. So I was just going to go through each item one at a time and talk about what I thought about each item. So first off, we had the nip+fab Fab Fix My Strata. This was a deluxe sample, if I remember rightly, or sort of a travel size one. The full size one is 50 millilitres, which is what is £20, and this is sort of a not quite half, slightly more than half. Nice size to actually try. I have actually used it all up, using it morning and evening. I mostly liked it. I liked its sort of strange consistency. It was like a moisturizer, and then it sort of left this texture on your face that was almost like a slightly thicker, almost serum texture, or it's sort of locking the moisture into your face, which is interesting and very different, and I think I did actually mostly like it. I didn't like the smell. It kind of stunk. But other than that, it was reasonably good for my skin. I don't think it particularly broke me out. It felt moisturizing, it felt nice, it felt good for my skin. So actually mostly a success, I would say, other than the fact that I think it smelt a bit. Didn't like how it smelled. There we go. So next up we had the Balm Meet Matrimony single eyeshadow, and I got the shade Moskowitz, which was there. And these are part of a palette, but you can also break down the value and buy the palettes individually in America, mostly, admittedly. So they're worth about £4 or £5 per single pan. It's a nice enough eyeshadow. It's a pretty decent matte. It doesn't feel super chalky. There's lots of white powder filler in there. It does actually feel like the powder that is there is the colour that is there, which is nice enough. I've worn it a couple of different ways. You can layer it underneath other eyeshadows to give it a nice purple tint, or you can just wear the purple. It's nice enough. I think in a lot of ways I maybe would have preferred a different colour, but yeah, they seem like pretty decent matte eyeshadows. I've had much worse matte eyeshadows. Well, there we go. It was nice to actually get to try them because I've heard a lot about the Balm. I think people particularly really like their highlighters. There we go. So we got a Balm eyeshadow. Next up was the Unani cleanser. This was the Illuminate Milk Cleanser, and I really actually did like this. I've also been using this alongside the Fab Fix Moisturizer every day. It's interesting to try another one like that slightly medicinal one that we had a while ago. I completely forget what that's called, but it's the type of cleanser where you don't wet your face first. You rub on this cream and sort of massage it in, and it feels actually quite nice. I also did like the smell of this a lot more than the Fab Fix Moisturizer. This smelled really nice and sort of slightly sort of warm, florally almondy almost, but I actually did really like this. I think I did the Fab Fix Moisturizer and this milk cleanser for the things that were for my skin. I think I like this more, and I think this is also proportionately cheaper. This was only £14 and this was for this full size one. So really like this, really liked a lot of the Unani stuff so far as well. They're very straightforward but still really nice. So yeah, I actually really like this cleanser. I'm going to keep using it and use it all up because I haven't used all of it up yet. Next up was the Vitamasks, which I have used as well. And yes, I remember liking... this has got one of my hairs attached to it. I do remember quite rightly liking the Vitamasks, because actually I think I really like this one too. It was a lot better than that more expensive gold one that didn't seem to do anything. So inside of this we had the single sheet cotton face mask. It didn't come with lots of plastic on the front or the back covering it up, but that's just an extra layer to peel off. I don't actually like that. I think that's a little wasteful to get all that extra plastic when it's already in a sachet. I tend to find the sachet is enough. I did think it was really interesting that the mask itself was actually like super full of the gel. There wasn't actually that much of the gel left in the sachet after I pulled the mask out. The mask did seem quite good at holding all of the liquid. And the size of the mask as well to fit on my face seemed actually a lot better than that last one we had that was gold. It was wider rather than longer, so it felt like it fit better, because I find the ones that are longer, they just kind of don't sit right over your facial features. Things that I was wary about this, when I opened it up, it smelled quite strongly of alcohol alongside a sort of milder honey smell. So I was a bit worried that while it says it's hydrating and moisturizing, if something just smells overwhelmingly of alcohol, I'm going to think that just seems like it's going to irritate my skin, but it didn't actually. It felt really nice on. I left it on for the 20 minutes and then you massage what's left into your skin, and I didn't have an adverse reaction. It didn't feel like it dried my skin out. So it's just an overwhelming smell of alcohol, and it does contain alcohol, it's there in the ingredients, but it wasn't enough to irritate my skin. So actually, again, really happy with this. The Vita masks, this is the second one I've tried, do actually just seem really nice. And they're sort of slightly pricier than your £1 sort of a Montagno Genuise face masks, but they're not so expensive that I don't think you could use these instead as your weekly face mask. So actually very happy with this one as well. And then last up, I had another Absolute New York Velvet Lippy. I have had one of these before in a different colour, but this one has been slightly better. It had a slightly better consistency and a slightly better colour payoff. What I suspect that mostly means is because this is a cheaper brand, they're just a bit hit and missy depending on which colour you pick. The formula can be better or worse. But this is a nice enough lippy. It's the colour Terracotta. It is that kind of terracotta pot colour where it's kind of orangey, browny, pinky, nudie kind of colour where you can't really nail down exactly what it is, but it's nice, it's wearable. It has that actually quite nice texture that I like about these velvet lippies, where they're called buttery matte lip creams, where it doesn't dry down into that single complete matte super dry layer. It is actually slightly softer than a traditional dry lipstick, which I liked. It's just, yeah, it would be nice if you didn't have to worry that the colours might be a bit wishy-washy, but this time it was actually quite nice. So that was the catch-up for the January GlossyBox. Overall, actually really happy with the box that I got. In a lot of ways, the things I'm most underwhelmed by, that doesn't mean I dislike them, they just weren't as fantastic as perhaps they could be, is the makeup items. They were alright. I don't think this month I was particularly fussed about either of them, but I'm not super bothered that I have them. And I do think the strength of the box, January's box, was all of the skincare items. We've got a face mask, a cleanser and a moisturiser that lasted pretty much the whole month. And I really enjoyed them, I really liked them. So I think this was a great box for the new year. And the next box that we're getting is still the Valentine's Day box. We've already had a sneak peek of sort of a strange exfoliaty face mask cleanser combo thing. It looks like you put it on and leave it on and then sort of exfoliate as well, and you sort of have that combo beauty product. So that'll be interesting to try, but I'm looking forward to seeing what else we get snuck into the Valentine's Day box. And I'm kind of hoping they give us all a chocolate each. That would be nice. But until then, I'll see you again next time. Bye bye. Hello, this is Michaela of Studious Octopus, and I'm here today, first off, in a slightly different filming location, but that's just because we moved some... Hello again, and we're back playing Simon Max 201 Ice Station Santa. So we're continuing on